Hey, it's Patrick Macias.
I'm Yu Asakawa.
And this is our show, Otaku-Verse Zero, our second episode, not our last. And on this program, as usual, we will be delving into the worlds of anime, manga, games, toys, and whatever other crazy stuff we find here in Japan, in Tokyo. And this will be our first event report. And this time we'll be covering the Tamashii Nations event, which was held in Akihabara in October. And what can I say, really, except robots, toys, Ultramen, all kinds of good stuff was there at the event. And I'm very excited to bring this to you. And actually, you know, you're someone I deeply respect as a human being because you've actually played the part of a robot pilot.
Yes.
Yes. And Shingeta Robo. Yes. And I keep bothering you about this. But before we show the footage, I think it's really important that you get us into the spirit for like a super robot battle of some sort by giving us a line from the series that you remember and that meant a lot to you as an actress.
Run with dialogue?
Some dialogue from the series. So give it your best and we'll go straight into our event report for the Tamashii Nations.
Ready?
I'm ready.
Get Robo! Hassin!
Here we are at the 2010 Tamashii Nations event in Akihabara. Inside of this building, toy and model juggernaut Bandai has their latest products on display. There's a lot of exciting stuff inside. I'm personally very excited to go inside and look at the toys, so let's do it. Let's go inside. Okay, one of the words that is synonymous with Bandai and robots is the word Chogokin, which basically means super alloy, super metal. And here is the Soul of Chogokin, the new model, which is kind of the new versions of the old classic robots from the 70s and 80s. This is Daltanius, originally from 1979, an old anime series, which is, I think, one of the most remarkable and absurd transformation robots of all time, because this one mighty robot transforms into a robot lion, just a humanoid robot, and a spaceship. And this is kind of the old model, kind of remade in a new version. And there's also a new Chogokin on the block, new for 2010, and that would be the Hatsune Miku Chogokin, the Vocaloid, the virtual idol girl singer robot toy. Chogokin, it's not just for lions, spaceships, and robots anymore. The Chogokin line started in 1974 with a metallic figure of Mazinger Z, the original super robot created by Go Nagai. And here we see some of the reiterations and recreations of the character, starting with Great Mazinger here, kind of replacing the old beat-up Mazinger Z here in a scene from the anime movie Mazinger Z versus the Great General of Darkness, a real classic. And here's the latest version, Mazinkaiser SKL. So Mazinger is a huge part of what makes Chogokin what it is today. Another big highlight of the show today is the new Formania series, which are incredibly detailed robot busts of mecha from Gundam that flip open. There's incredible detail inside. I'm seeing Sig Zeon here, graffiti on one of the robots. Little members of the Earth Federation floating around one of the Gundams. And speaking of the Formania series, one of the items I think that's actually generating the most excitement here tonight is the gunship from Nausicaa, Hayao Miyazaki's classic anime from, gosh, what year was that? The early 80s. But in any event, there's never really been too much, toys made of the mecha from the Ghibli movies. There really isn't that much mecha. So the gunship is kind of breaking new ground here for the Formania series. It's time for some hot-blooded heroics here in the Kamen Rider room. Starting here with two Kamen Riders from the 80s, Kamen Rider Black and Kamen Rider RX, and two of the most ridiculous motorcycles ever conceived by the mind of man, Attack Hopper and Battle Hopper. Motorcycles designed to look like grasshoppers and whatever kind of insect Battle Hopper is. I guess he's a grasshopper as well. And what's incredible about this room is just how many ding-dong Kamen Riders there are. By some estimations here by the staff, there's over 100. They weren't even able to count how many there are. And these are all just Kamen Riders, mainly from the Heisei series beginning in the 90s up until the present. And it's really staggering how many just there are. And they'll keep continuing for the conceivable future as well. Here we are inside the Ultraman showroom, sort of customized to look like the control center, detecting where the monsters are, which looks like just about everywhere on the continental planet Earth. And also the floor is very nice. Unlike the other rooms in the Tamashii Nations event, we've sort of got a very heavy metal kind of feel here, as if we're actually going to go out and hunt some monsters inside some ultra-mechanical vehicles. And I think there's some over here, so let's go check them out. Well, here's an item in the display floor that is fit for a museum. It's an actual Guts wing from Ultraman Tiga, used in the show. And it's here on display, I guess, to help promote the miniature version that they're selling elsewhere here. And it's quite spectacular. The detail on the landing gear looks like it could actually fly or take out a monster or two. Exciting stuff. So that was our event report. That was our very first event report for Otaku-Verse Zero. So what do you think? What do you think?
Why the place was so quiet?
Oh, well, there was no little kids inside except me. It seemed like it was the opening night event, so it was mostly press and kind of toy company people. And, you know, it's a very special place where you get to see the new product. So everyone's just like, oh. Everyone's just trying to get the perfect picture and just kind of getting close to it. And there's toys, but you're not allowed to play with them. So I think everyone kind of had to keep their inner child under control.
Did you take pictures of them?
We took pictures. I took pictures because I had my press badge. I could do whatever I wanted. So yes, I took pictures.
I didn't know. I was surprised. There were lots of Kamen Riders.
Yeah, the Kamen Rider room. You know, there's like over 100 figures. We asked the representative there, how many Kamen Rider figures are there in this big room? And they said, I don't know, maybe 100. But that's all from the Heisei era. It's all from like the 90s until now. And Kamen Rider goes back to the 70s. So man, they are just throwing them out there. Just, you know, it's like one new Kamen Rider like every week or something like that. But there's a lot. There are an awful lot of Kamen Rider out there.
Is there なんだっけ? Get a Robo.
Get a Robo? I didn't see.
It's not from Bandai.
No, Get a Robo is part of the Chogokin family. There's definitely been some Chogokin Get a Robo in the past. I didn't see any this time, but maybe they're waiting for a Shin Get a Robo or something like that. Maybe if you stand in front of the Tamashii Nations and yell, Get a Robo Hajin! Which was great, by the way. Yeah.
Speaking of Chogokin. I think I saw Hatsune Miku's Chogokin.
Yes.
There was no Luca Megrina Chogokin.
Not yet, but if you go out and buy a bunch and tell your friends to buy the Hatsune Miku Chogokin, they'll have to make your character. What's it like being a Vocaloid voice actor? What's that like? What do you do?
I just gave Vocaloid my voice,
your tone,
my word.
Wow.
So I didn't.
There's no
it's
script.
It's not like dialogue script.
Wow. Like what, for example, did you have to say?
Lip, rap, tip, thap, thap.
Wow, phonetic kind of stuff. Interesting. Yeah, but it's possible they will make a Luca Hatsune Miku Chogokin at some point in the future. Hopefully it'll have like a rocket punch or shoot missiles out of its head or something like that. Some kind of exciting features.
Is Chogokin popular in US?
Well, the Chogokin boom kind of happened in America in the 70s, the first wave, but they didn't call it Chogokin. They called the robots the Shogun Warriors. Even though they're not actually Shogun Warriors. But now there's kind of very hardcore otaku collectors of Chogokin. Many come to Japan just to buy Chogokin figures, and they know the word Chogokin. And actually some of them make t-shirts that have the old Chogokin logo on there, so there's a really hardcore group of Chogokin collectors.
Because when I was a child, Chogokin is very, very popular for kids. Oh, really?
Yeah, now it's popular for adult men with discriminating tastes.
These figures and robots on sale. Can you buy them?
Yes. Well, these will be the new products on sale soon.
Not yet.
Not yet, but real soon. So you can stand in front of a toy store and you can ask the old guy working behind the counter, like, you know, give me the Hatsune Miku, or you know, you can place in your orders now. So that should be really exciting.
Is there something that you wanted to buy in the future?
Yes. I liked the Ultraman Act figure series. I guess they call it Act because action and actor. So already I'm sure you're very interested in how these Ultraman figures stack up as performers, because I know as an actor yourself, you must have very high standards. And these are really great Ultraman figures. They're very big and they're very flexible. They can do all kinds of crazy poses. So that's what I like. I like monsters and superheroes. You know, call me simple if you will. So here's some footage we have of a spectacular Ultraman diorama showing the Ultraman act figures in action. And I don't know if you can tell or not. It's a Saksa. This is a little miniature version of the Saksa War. There's the Bandai headquarters.
Oh,
and there's the Sky Tree.
Vandalizing.
Yeah, they're destroying Asakusa. You can see the Asahi Beer Building up on top.
Yes. And that gold one.
And there was Sensoji Temple below them. And that should be the Sumida River there in the middle, although there's absolutely no water. Okay, and I don't know how much you know about robots. You've been a robot pilot in the past, right? So clearly you know how to operate. You know how to make a robot launch. You can say Hashin, right? Or fire the missiles. But what do you know about did you ever have to say rocket punch? Did you ever do a rocket punch?
No.
Do you know what the rocket punch is?
Rocket punch?
Yeah, it's when your fist shoots off your arm and smashes a robot in the face. And actually, there's an interesting story behind the rocket punch that I can tell you right now. The creator of Mazinger Z, Go Nagai, was thinking, like, how can I make my robot better, stronger, more incredible than other robots that have come before? And he thought, using a little bit of child psychology, well, little kids want to destroy other little kids, or even adults, or anything, really. But they're scared. Little kids are scared that they're weak and they don't want to get up too close and destroy something. But what if their fist could fly away from their body and destroy things remotely and then fly back on? I mean, not the kind of thing I was thinking of as a little kid, but clearly Go Nagai being sort of a genius because he understood that would drive little kids crazy. So that is the origin of the rocket punch. And at the Tamashii Nations event, the most incredible thing they had there was not actually a toy, but they had a rocket punch display where you could stick your arm in this giant, you could put on a fake robot arm and do a rocket punch. And I got a chance to do it, so one of my dreams has been fulfilled. So that's it for this week's episode.
But no souvenirs.
No souvenirs? Well, I almost forgot. Yeah, there's some stuff here. There's a bag for Tamashii Nations. This is the special limited edition omake that you got. Well, it's for if you. Well, I don't know about that. But it's a little clear Gundam. It's a little Gundam. Yeah, and given away only at the event, and limited edition. So I don't know. Maybe you could put on Yahoo Auction. Or you could save. You could dig it. You know, you could dig a hole and put it in there for 100 years. And
what else?
Some flyers. Sorry, nothing so gorgeous.
Did you buy?
There's Pikura.
Same figures.
That's for girls. See? Pikura.
Pikura.
Yeah. Girls like that, don't they?
Yes.
Okay.
It's very popular for.
Okay, while you're reading this fabulous catalog, we're trying to close down this episode. So thank you so much for tuning in. And we'll be back next week with more exciting stuff for you about Japan. So see you next time. Bye-bye. Rocket to power!